Welcome back to Kurt.
You got
Welcome
it.
back to another episode of Highlighted Bill Sports Culture Podcast. Kurt, Sully, Sam. Sam,
Yes.
by the way, you were in a screenshot that we posted with the you were owning Lamar and you own Lamar and Waddle or Tyreek?
Lamar and Tyreek.
Yeah, there's a lot of people commenting. They were like, dude, that guy owns both of them.
Yeah, I know. Unreal. And also our scoring system for that league is so horrible.
I realized that too.
I'm not gonna lie. I noticed it last week because I had Lamar and Rashad Bateman both get like juiced plays.
Oh my god, you probably scored like 300 points this week.
I scored 200 this week.
Yeah.
This is a lot for our league. I scored more in this league than I did in like my main league, where we start 3 wide receiver, 3 tight end, 2 flex, 2 quarterback.
You got a fucking entire roster.
What?
You got a coach out there, like a cheerleader, equipment manager.
Yeah, and we start defensive players, so
kind of stupid.
It's great though. But in this week, yeah, I mean Lamar and Tyreek, like they got juiced points where everyone's like, "Oh my god, he's got insane roster." You know I do. I'm winning the league this year. It's all right. I'm not writing an album.
I'm gonna win it. Justin Jefferson, 45 points tonight.
I'm writing an album.
Cool,
my team is absolute dog shit.
My other teams are really bad.
I mean, Kurt, you didn't even start 2 players against me last week.
Hey man.
All right.
Up here in the weekend at App State gets a little busy.
Kurt's close.
Wait. Before we start,
College Game Day.
I do want to ask Kurt about College Game Day. How was it?
Did they really make you can't cross that off, or was that like a lie?
Wait, no, on everything. I swear.
I thought you just like didn't want to hold a sign.
I swear. So I'll give you exactly what happened. Got there at noon on Friday. Noon. I'm the second person in line, right? Camping out. Night goes on, but then a bunch of Young Life people are cutting me off in line, and I'm not taking that shit. So
Young Life.
You know what Young Life is?
Young Life.
No, Young Life's like the Christian organization where they do like a bunch of events. Look it up.
I've never heard of
I've never heard of Young Life.
Young boy.
All right. Anyway, so I'm furious at this point. Night goes on. It is so poorly designed.
You hate the Christian church, is what you're saying.
I didn't say that. I love the Christian church.
Okay.
But yeah, look up Young Life after this. It blows my mind. You guys don't know that. Anyway, so they cut me in line. Everyone's cut in line. I'm furious at this point. They don't let people in until 5:30, but we start lining up at like 1 a.m. I'm on my feet. Horrible night, right? Then I finally get in. I got my all sports culture sign. He goes up to me and goes, what does all sports culture mean? And I'm like, oh, I was tired, but I was joking with him. I was like, oh, it's the best Instagram account on Instagram. I do it with a bunch of my friends. He was like, you can't do that, sir. And I'm like, what the fuck? Why can't I do that? And he's like, you can't promote other brands for ESPN. And I'm like, you fuck ESPN, piece of shit. So I'm like,
honestly though, he's not wrong. That probably would have been like a $5 million
but here's my thing.
My friend, for you to stand there.
My friend had a TND sign. You guys know TND on Instagram?
Yeah, I think so.
And he got in. So where's the consistency? No,
I feel like if you didn't have the @ sign, you would have been okay.
I should have, but
that's what I mean. You tried, man.
Yeah, I tried. It was a fun time though. Yeah, App State's the best school in the country. That's all I gotta say.
The dining hall's great as well.
How was Pat McAfee?
Oh, dude, did you see the selfie I took with Pat?
He's of course.
My good friend, his name's Henry. He goes up to Pat and was like, could you out shotgun Luke Holmes? And then for 2 minutes, he's talking about he's such a bro. He's like, all right, here's what has to happen if I got to out shotgun Luke Holmes. And he's going through like all the like logistics on how he's gonna do it. I'm like, this guy.
That's so frat.
He's the man.
That's Pat
McAfee.
He's the man.
But we got NFL this week. Let's go.
Yeah, let's talk about some takeaways. I'll go first.
Yeah, man, go for it.
Right. Yeah, go for it. So,
my takeaway is about the Broncos and the Colts, and it's more so about like kind of what I've said in the past, leading up into the season. The Now, don't get me wrong, both of these teams have had major changes, being the Colts added an entirely new QB, which is obviously the most important position, as the Broncos also hired a head coach who can't tell his feet from his hands, and they also got a new quarterback. So both teams have made some big changes. So a slow start is, I mean, not necessarily expected considering everyone kind of thought that they upgraded at both positions, but it's somewhat understandable to have a slow start if you're going to change that much about a team. But going into the season, I said the Colts would literally win 13 games. And I said the Broncos would, I mean, it's a very tough division, but I said they were underrated. I said Russell Wilson was underrated. So far, Russell Wilson has been very, very, he's been mediocre. The offense has been horrible. Mostly their goal line offense, like they just they forget how to play football when they get within like the 10-yard line. I don't know why, but they cannot score when they get down there. And obviously Hackett is horrible. And the Colts have been, I mean, the Broncos have been disappointing, but they're still fine. I think they'll be fine. And the Colts, I think long term will be all right as well. I still think that they probably will win this division, honestly. But it's been like maybe the worst start you could have. Like you just got shut out by the Jacksonville Jaguars. Now, we have a stat from ASC, 361 regular season games for the Colts dating back to 2003. They've been shut out 3 times.
All by Jacksonville.
All by Jackson. That's kind of crazy. Now, I don't really believe, so a lot of people were talking in game picks. They were like, only like 3 people picked Jacksonville to beat the Colts, which I agree. I think more people should have picked Jacksonville. But at the same time, do you guys like buy into like, do you buy into they've been shut out 3 times, all by Jacksonville?
I didn't know
that. What do you mean by that?
So I mean, like one of those was probably in like 2008, and the other one was in like 2014. It's 2022.
I think the more important stat is haven't they not beaten Jacksonville in like 8 years?
Yes.
In
Jacksonville, they have not beaten Jacksonville.
Got it.
But once again, now I understand if you're going to bring up maybe last year. Are you really going to buy into it 6-7 years ago was affecting the 2022 game?
No, it's just a funny stat that they haven't. They've only been shut out by one team, and it's the Jaguars.
And also,
okay, but I think a lot of people would like disagree with that.
I think the more important stat relating to the Colts is you two tried to mush on about how Matt Ryan is so much better than Carson Wentz. Matt Ryan looked like a 6th grade JV football player.
I still stand by it. I think season
Matt Ryan is trash.
No.
Carson Wentz is leading second in yards, passing yards.
Passing yards is the worst stat ever.
All right. Well, he's miles better.
Who's top 3? Tua sucks.
That's true.
Joe Flacco, trash.
Well,
and Carson.
There's no denying that Carson Wentz has been miles better than Matt Ryan throughout the first 2 weeks.
He's been better for sure.
Just saying. We got QB1.
Right.
We got Super Bowl winning Carson Wentz on our team.
Name two wide receivers on the Colts right now besides Pittman.
Pierce and Campbell.
Oh, I can name their entire roster.
Doolin,
ISU,
Strahan.
Yeah, someone came in the ASC live. They were like, "Should I start Greg Dortch or Ashton Doolin?" I said, "Dude, those aren't real players." Because I'm in an 18-man league. They both actually popped off. I looked, like one got like 14 points, and I'm pretty sure one of them scored.
No.
I think Dortch might have scored.
They got shut out. Oh, no, Dortch.
I think Dortch might have scored.
I thought you were talking about Doolin.
No,
yeah,
Doolin
Dortch scored. Dortch did
that's
score.
Unreal. I think I don't forget who I told him to start, but
couldn't tell you who Dortch is.
That's incredible.
Greg Dortch. He sounds like a Madden generated player.
That's not real. That's not a real player, right?
He doesn't sound like a real person, and he looks like a clone of Marquise Brown. Except he's just not as fast.
Marquise Brown sucks.
He does kind of suck. Did you see that drop he had?
Yeah.
On the 4th down? I mean, he got trucked.
Did he make like a fire catch in the end zone though? Or did he drop that?
No, he caught it one-handed, and it looked like he got a touchdown, but he actually was short of the pylon by half a yard.
Yep.
And then that led to the Kyler Murray. He throws he runs in the touchdown, and then he does the 2-point conversion where he runs all over the place. We'll get to the Cardinals later. I have some stuff to say about them. But Sully, I am in agreement. I think the Colts, this team is rough. They do not look prepared. And is it just me? I actually don't think it's just me, but every single fucking year Frank Reich has been the head coach of this team, they just don't seem ready at all at the start of any season. And they're like, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. And then they just come out flat for the first few weeks of every season. Like last year, didn't they start like 1-4? Am I crazy?
Didn't they start 0-3?
They definitely always start that.
Yeah.
It feels like, I mean, they have had a new starting quarterback for every year for like the past 5 years, it feels like, which is a justifiable reason to be rough out the gate. But when you're facing arguably the worst team in the NFL and the Houston Texans, and one of the worst teams we thought coming into the season being the Jacksonville Jaguars, and you get shut out by the Jacksonville Jaguars, when your offense, I know you're missing Pittman and Pierce, but you couldn't even get the run game going. Jonathan Taylor rushed 9 times in this game.
Yeah, that was insane.
Which is ridiculous when he would be your 1A option in this offense immediately. Matt Ryan, like Kurt said, he looked like a JV quarterback out there today. He was making mistake after mistake. Pocket awareness was
I don't
crap.
think that's true. My JV quarterback, back when I was in high school, he would have put up a touchdown against the Jaguars.
He was a 5-star recruit.
So what? We think I'm like a 3rd grade quarterback instead?
Sure. So. Why not? But the
Colts, looked like Tua. That's what he looked like.
Yeah, he did actually. He did look like vintage Tua.
Yep.
They were down.
Sorry, go Sam. Sorry.
I just think it's funny. Because I already know when I bring up my next take, the discussion we're gonna have. And you guys are gonna be on one side. You guys are gonna be on one side. I'm gonna be on the other. But they were down 24-0. They lost 24-0, but like they could have lost this game even worse than they did. The Jaguars had a really bad fumble that they were moving the ball on offense during that time, and then also they had a bad drop by, I think it was Zay Jones, and also a bad drop by who is the other receiver?
I mean,
Marvin Jones, which would have been huge plays.
First problem.
But I mean, this loss could have been even worse than it was. So them getting shut out is embarrassing. Colts are bad. They need to fix it, but they probably will be fine because this division is not very punishing. Because this division sucks. So
what do you think
okay? But
what do you think the winning team in this division gets? How many wins?
5 wins.
I think 9.
9.
Yeah, probably like 9 or 10. I need to look at their schedules.
The Colts are winning
doing that right
games.
Now. Yeah. Hey, I had them at 12 wins.
Don't get it
I'm already taking that back. I still think they win the division, but like 10. Jesus, it's rough out here. It's very rough out here.
All right, Sam, you want to say your take?
All right. So my take has to do with the Miami Dolphins, and it's not Tua focused. Just letting you know, but I know we're going to get into the Tua discussion. It is the same take that I put for takeaway.
Say it, Sam. Say it, Sam. The wide receivers are unguardable.
The week 2 takeaways, which I write for ASC, by the way.
Our senior NFL writer, Sam.
Yes, sir.
He wrote them.
Yes, sir. Jackson comes straight to me.
I like the takeaways this week. I thought they were good.
Thank you. The favorite one I wrote was the Kyler Murray one. I thought
that one was really good. I liked that. I was trying to get Bennett to make a fucking.
I was waiting for the game to be over, and then I would have done it. But like they started coming back. Good, yeah. They started coming back, and Kyler carried their asses. So I was like,
I told Bennett to make it, and he texted me separately, and he goes, "Is this what you wanted?" And he took the beta graphic that showed all of the dates and put like Kyler's like season stats.
Oh my God.
Like in for the details and like put it on the bottom, and it was like super cool. But I was like, no, that's not what I wanted. Actually, like, was it like I kind of felt bad.
Was it way over edited?
It wasn't like crazy. It wasn't like super crazy, but it was like, like week 1 stats, and it was like week 2, and then like it had like I don't know it was cool, but it obviously really wasn't what I was looking for. And by that time, like Kyler had thrown a touchdown, and they were like coming back, so we were just like, whatever, it's fine.
All right. Well, I'll get to my take then. Let's just that's funny. We'll get to Kyler later. My take is Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle are the most dangerous wide receiver duo in the NFL, and I don't think it's really a debate. Reason being is speed kills. We've talked about this a lot. When you have a dynamic player with the ball in their hands that is fast as fuck, they can do damage. And we already knew how much damage Tyreek Hill did to opposing secondaries in Kansas City. Just a little. And they would have to alter their entire game plans because he's literally unguardable. No one can keep up with Tyreek Hill. Just no one can. So you have to do a group committee thing. But then when you throw a Jalen Waddle in there and how great of a receiver he is with the speed that he's got, how the hell do you guard that? Like, just how do you do that? And that showed in this game. Both of them had over 150 yards and 2 touchdowns. And Tyreek Hill busted the Ravens' asses in this game. And I know there was a lot of busted coverage by the Ravens in this game. Let's not get that twisted. Kyle
James
Hamilton
still thinks that the cornerback room for the Ravens is
James's arguments were so ridiculous.
He's like, I didn't read any of it.
Like,
what did he say?
Because Heston sent like a best by position post, and he said James was like, cornerback is Ravens easily, and then literally not even 30 seconds later, he's like, the guys were wide open every single throw. It doesn't count. I was like, interesting. Okay, it's very interesting. Kyle
Hamilton and Marcus Williams were both lined up in the slot on Tyreek Hill's first touchdown. Tyreek Hill had single coverage on the sideline. There was just a lot of miscommunications and really weird coverage busts that happened in that game. And Tua was making the right decisions, the right throws. I mean, he had 2 bad interceptions in this game.
He never does.
But he was doing well. He played his best game of his career, if you ask me. I mean, when you have over 450 yards, 6 touchdowns, that's career numbers for some players.
That's career players. I mean, I'm not going to get it. Hey, I know you said don't get it twisted. I'm not going to twist it. I'll twist it a little bit.
Say your thing. Say your piece.
Well, no, I was just going to say 450 yards, 6 touchdowns. That's career numbers for almost everyone, I'd say.
I agree. Yeah.
Don't get, like, stat line wise, great game. Overall, a lot of people are going to dog on him for, like, because the coverage is wide open. I agree for a lot of plays, but at the same time, that can't necessarily dog on someone because of that. It's not his fault. He made the right play. It's whatever it is, blah, blah, blah. The way I look at it, and Aaron actually brought this up in ASC chat, Mitch Trubisky threw for 6 touchdowns in one game in his career. And I'm not saying that 2 is Mitch Trubisky or anything like that. Well, actually, that's kind of what I'm saying, but
yeah, Mitch is better.
At the end of the day, Tua is closer to a 1 touchdown. Well, he's kind of smart with the ball and he's accurate. So I'm not going to, but he's closer to a 1 touchdown, 2 touchdown guy in interception than he is a 6 touchdown guy for me. And that's
every quarterback in the league is closer to 1 touchdown.
No. But you know what I mean. Like, he's closer to 1 touchdown, 1 interception than he is like a 3 touchdown, 4 touchdown day. And if you try out there with, 15 other guys that get 4 or 5 touchdowns, I'm not super surprised. You take a guy like Dak Prescott, who's fringe top 12 for most people, and he throws 4 touchdowns in a game, I'm not super surprised.
Wait, fringe top 12? You think Dak is fringe top 12?
Dak is probably 11. If you did it right now, he'd probably be 11th. He'd probably be 11th to 12th.
I feel like most people are rank him around 8 to 8.
No.
I mean, if you have Dak Prescott ranked 8th, you're on so much harder.
I don't think so. I don't think you're right.
So bad.
You're taking fucking Kyler Murray or Derek Carr.
Yes.
I think a lot of people, I think he's in the same category. 100%.
You think Derek Carr, after the performance he had yesterday, is a better quarterback than Dak Prescott?
Did you see Dak Prescott in week 1?
Yeah. You want to see what his receivers were? Great. Want to see how his offensive line were?
He was terrible.
Want to see how he was bad. I'll agree. But we've seen
how
he can
We're getting sidetracked.
Sorry. Back to Tua.
What I'm saying is there's 15 guys in the NFL that can go out there, throw for 4 touchdowns. I'm not super shocked. I would be shocked. I'll be very shocked if Tua has more than 1 more game with 4 plus touchdowns this year. And to be fair, once again, your takeaway was, I know I'm going on. I'm
talking about the receivers. I'm not talking.
But that's my point. That's my anti-2 argument is he's got Tyreek Hill. He has Jalen Waddle. Now, my friend that I always I debated with, Daniel Jones versus Tua. That was always the argument. Now, to say that Daniel Jones is better, it's objectively, you can't say that because Tua produces more than Daniel Jones.
This is going. I already know
produces more than Daniel Jones. But here's the thing. Daniel Jones can throw a 6-yard slant when the guy has 4 yards of separation, and Tyreek can take it 65 yards. It's really...
Except those touchdowns were not 6-yard slants.
Yeah, but they will be.
Those were deep shots.
Yeah, that were under
Sully, in that game.
You want to know...
You see that ball he placed to win the game? That was a good throw. It was right on the money to Jalen Waddle.
That was one-on-one coverage jump ball. Come on, it was like a 4-yard pass.
Okay. Explain the deep shots. He had one.
I'll explain the deep shots.
Okay,
this is the Tua specialty. This is the Tua specialty. You run 75 yards. I'm going to throw it 65 yards. And the quarterback is going to be looking the other way. And my receiver's looking at the ball. So you can just come back and get the ball. That's Tua special.
Hey, when you've got Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle that can just burn their corners for 10 yards of separation, you can do that. But
I know.
The thing is,
that's the shame about it. It's a damn shame.
I brought this up before the season in our preview. I said Tua does not need to be an elite quarterback for this offense to be good.
Yeah, he's not. I said
he just needs to be good enough for this offense to be functional because with the receiving core of Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle, this offense, you would think at least can be solid because you just have those pieces and they can make anything elite. Those guys showed that they can make this offense incredible. And Mike McDaniel did a great job in this game, scheming up his players. And I will say he has a great knowledge of the personnel that he has at his disposal. And he does not fuck around with any of them. And he's like, I know what you are. I know how to put you in a good position, and he does exactly that. He's doing that with Tua. You can't lie. He is doing that with Tua. It's just really weird that Tua's deep arm has more zip than his intermediate and short pass arm, which is weird, but I don't know.
There's no zip anywhere.
He doesn't have zip like in the intermediate stuff, but when he's throwing it deep, he could throw that thing. It won't go far, but he can throw.
No zing.
Are the Dolphins Super Bowl favorites if you put Josh Allen on their team?
Yes. Maybe. Well, wait, let me ask you a question. Is Josh Allen get taken off the Bills then and replaced with Tua?
No, they clone him.
Then no.
Really? You think you'd still take the Bills?
That offensive line on Miami, I'm still a little concerned about. Even though Austin Jackson's out, which is a godsend for them because Austin Jackson is literal dog ass. And I've said that on draft night. He's been dog ass for them. So I'm still concerned about that, but I think the Bills defense is a better unit. So I would go with the Bills.
The idea of having a very good rushing quarterback. The idea of having a very good rushing quarterback with Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill sounds really stupid. A rushing ability as a quarterback.
Having Josh Allen's hose of an arm, literally the best arm, yeah. And that is the best arm in NFL history based on strength with Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. Literally just throw a fucking go route every single play. Honestly, you'll probably score 1 out of 3 times. Legitimately. So I would just do that if that was the case. So I don't know. But I think this Dolphins offense has shown already that they can be a good unit with what they have at their disposal. And Mike McDaniel is very self-aware of what they've got. And I mean, that Gesicki throw, that leaping grab.
The celebration.
Before the dad gritty, it was a great play by Gesicki. And they're using him, even though he's not a great scheme fit, they're using him as a receiver mainly, and it's working. The stuff they've used with Alec Ingold's fun. I'm very optimistic about the Dolphins.
All right, you be optimistic just to go see Tua throw 1 touchdown and 1 interception in a playoff game and lose.
You can't tell me straight right now. You can't tell me straight right now. We were very optimistic about, 3 AFC West teams make the playoffs this year. 2 AFC North teams make the playoffs this year. That takes up the wild card spots. Based on how the Broncos and Raiders have looked and the entire AFC North has looked so far, you can't tell me with a straight face that the Dolphins don't have as good a chance as anyone to make it in the wild card.
No, they do.
I do think they have a good shot to make the playoffs.
Okay.
It's a shame. I feel bad for Tua. He's going to get exposed. He will have 1 touchdown and 1 interception and maybe 200 yards, and they will lose by 2 scores.
I'm not disagreeing, but when you have those weapons, which I would take those 2 over, because you could argue Tyreek Hill is the best receiver in football. You can argue that, and that's been arguable for his whole career. I would absolutely say he's the most dangerous wide receiver in the NFL based on his
Henry
speed.
Ruggs.
Well, yes.
The thing with Tyreek Hill,
Tyreek Hill could qualify for that definition as well. But with that speed, he's the most dangerous in the league. He might not be the best, but he can be the most lethal in the most circumstantial moments.
Circumcised, yeah.
Yeah.
The thing with Tyreek Hill as opposed to like receivers like Devontae Adams is Devontae Adams is more like target based to get like going in the game. But the thing with Tyreek Hill is he could have a shit game for the first half, but 1 play is all it takes for him to have an amazing game. Like he can change the course of the game solely on 1 play, and I just don't think any other receiver can do that.
I mean, Adams did nothing yesterday. They weren't targeting him. He got the 1 touchdown slant catch, and rest of the game, they didn't target him. I mean, the OT throw to him by Derek Carr, how did you miss that? He was wide open.
Yeah, he was.
Just weird stuff after week 1. But,
also, I got a question since it kind of was brought up. All right, the Dolphins are on the phone with the Bills. They said, we'll trade you 8 first-round picks and 2 for Josh Allen. Who wins the deal?
Yeah. Well, first of all,
the Dolphins.
Can they even do that money-wise?
It's hypothetical. I don't give a fuck.
8 first-round picks.
Yeah.
I would do that if I'm the Dolphins. I mean, look. Okay, 8 may be a little extreme.
8 first-round picks and 2 for Josh Allen. Who wins? I want to know.
I don't know.
So who do you think wins?
You got Josh Allen locked up for 7 years. You know he's elite. Him with those 2 receivers is absolute filth. Jeez.
I want to know.
He's not a sexual predator. He may have said some stuff.
I would take Josh Allen. I would take Josh Allen.
You remember the tweets that came out on
draft
day? They were elite.
Yeah. That's great.
Elite? I don't know about that.
I don't even know what they were.
They were not elite. I can tell you that. But
wasn't he just talking about his dick or something?
No. N-word.
Oh, man. It's not great.
All right. Anything else?
No. Case closed.
Seba, I'm with you, kind of.
Tuba sucks.
How are you ever with Seba?
Yeah, that's much.
Come on now.
I mean, Curtis, you and Seba are literally blood brothers.
Why is that? I gotta disagree with that one. All right. Here's my take. Kyle Shanahan is a massive pussy. I remember back in 2012, things were amazing. Life was great. I was at the nice age of 10 years old. All right, 10 years old, and RG3 just gets drafted. We got Mike and Kyle as our coaches, and Kyle Shanahan. We trade 3 first-rounders for RG3. Seems kind of familiar with what's going on in San Fran with the 3 first-rounders, doesn't it? Anyway, RG3, Offensive Rookie of the Year, looks amazing, but what people forget is he was being run to the ground before his major injury. He had a concussion in week 6 that year. He had another injury against Baltimore that year. It wasn't looking good for RG3. He was getting injured left and right. And then comes that dreadful Seattle game where we go up 14-0 in that game. But guess what? RG3 on the disastrous FedEx field that deserves to die, that field is a piece of shit. Anyway, his career's over, just like that. Since that, I've blamed Kyle, and Kyle Shanahan shits on Washington, and I shit on him right back. Now we fast forward to 2022. They trade 3 first-rounders for Trey Lance. Always supposed to be the golden boy. They move up to number 3 in the draft to get Trey Lance. They use him like a motherfucking fullback, do a nice QB draws with him. They're using him like he's Kyle Juszczyk, gets run into the ground. Shanahan has no trust in him whatsoever, but no, he'll just Jimmy G's back, so it's fine. And I don't know if you guys watched that post-game press conference. Massive pussy, he sounds like in that one. So
which one, Jimmy G?
How so?
He just like doesn't take responsibility, accountability.
It is
for Trey Lance getting hurt.
Yeah, I just in general, like I just
for RG3. No, it is weird that you're running your quarterback that is not. I mean, he's tall. How much does he weigh though?
What?
Not a lot.
The whole point of drafting him was to use him as a runner.
I understand.
Do
you want to run? Do you want to run?
But if you're gonna use it, yeah, if you're gonna use him as a runner,
off the guard,
do it more. And like, I understand he's not like Kyler and Lamar-esque, but I'd rather see something like that than him just running up the gut every other play.
Yeah, I don't know why they use him like that in that
way. It works for Josh Allen because he's fucking 350 pounds. Like,
right, how much do we think Trey Lance weighs?
I can't tell you exactly, but probably 40 pounds. Not 40. 30 pounds less than Josh Allen.
All right.
Which is a lot.
Probably like 230?
He's 225, and Josh Allen is 240.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
that sounds about right.
Muscle.
That sounds about right.
15 pounds of dog in him.
How tall is Trey Lance?
He's probably like 6'2".
Anyway.
2?
Yeah.
3?
He's 6'4".
Damn. Look, and I understand Kyle. He's a genius, but I also don't like the dude. He still has a losing record. Let's not forget about that. Still has a losing record. And we've seen, especially in San Francisco, this isn't the first time he's run his players into the ground and got injured. So, Kyle Shanahan, come on the pod and let's debate it.
Yeah, you're a pussy.
That's my take.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know. I have Trey Lance in one of my fantasy leagues, and he just snapped his ankle. So
prayers up for my QB2 though in the 2020 draft, 2021.
I do want to ask you guys something though. I mean, keeping Jimmy G, it saved their season basically.
A lot of people didn't like that take, Sam.
What? That it was it complicated their season more?
Yeah, and I kind of agree with that. But it's like it was just the way it was worded. No, it's just the way it's worded, though.
Well, the thing is,
it's going to make it complicated for like down the road. Like, what are they going to do next season? That's what you're saying.
Yes, I'm saying that, but it saved their season this year. Like, they're going to still be a good football team. They might honestly be a better football team with Jimmy Garoppolo under center.
When I told you guys Jimmy G was going to be starting for the Niners, I wasn't kidding.
Okay, but not this way.
But I genuinely think like Kyle Shanahan is definitely happy that.
No, I think he's happy as well.
Yeah.
Jimmy G's also making bank, by the way. Makes $350K every win that they get when he's the quarterback.
Yeah, and they're going to win games with him at quarterback because they're probably better with him rather than Trey because they're not going to be going through growing pains and shit like that.
But I think everyone will agree it's a lower ceiling.
I want to ask though, like, what if this works again? What if they're a good playoff team? What if they like have a couple of us thought this team's like a Super Bowl contender. Like this could be a fucking NFC championship team. And what if they do that again? What do they do? Like, the fan base is gonna be divided, probably because they know what this team can be. But do they really think they could win a Super Bowl with Jimmy? No. But what if Trey comes back and his injury is really bad, and you let Jimmy go? You're back in a rough patch.
Again, it's really weird because, like, say what you want about Trey. Like, I don't really think this was a big deal, but I saw like a tweet. Like, Trey didn't play all of his last year, his 2020 year. Mm-hmm. Then he doesn't play in 2021. So he hasn't played in 2 years. And then in his first games back, like, Shanahan isn't going to give him like any sort of trust, which seems a little weird. Like, it almost seemed like the situation was always going to amount to this.
Yeah, and it's just like you made this situation harder for yourself now with keeping Jimmy.
The same thing's going to happen. Jimmy's going to throw. They're going to make the playoffs. Maybe they'll win a game. Then Jimmy's going to throw for 1 touchdown, 1 interception, and then he's going to have a game-winning drive, and he's going to botch it. And they're going to say, look, we have a good roster. We have a good coaching staff besides the fact that our head coach is a pussy. We got to go for a ceiling play here. We got to get the game changer.
Yeah.
And I think that's Trey Lance.
But then,
that we didn't. The
but
part
if that happens,
complicates it, like Kirk kind of just said, is the fact that he didn't really play at all. Like week 1 was a bullshit. It was a wash, literally. Yeah. Week 2, he fucking barely played. He got hurt in the first quarter. Like the guy's barely played. You just don't know.
Yeah, and I think also it's weird because if that scenario happens, which obviously very high possibility does happen, where Jimmy makes the playoffs, kind of folds under pressure like we saw with the Rams last year. I feel like at some point, I understand, like Sam was saying, it's great to have that security blanket. Fans love Jimmy G. Obviously, Kyle trusts him. But also, I can understand where you're just like, we got to just move on. Like, It just has to be done. Like, say what you want, but you got to just roll with Trey. If it doesn't work out, like, who cares? Because I think we all agree. I don't think Kyle agrees, but Jimmy's not going to win a Super Bowl. I don't know.
They should have traded him. Like, they should have. Or released him. Just so they could have avoided this entire situation. Like, next year, let's say Jimmy leaves and Trey's bad. He comes back from his injury. He doesn't play up to par. I mean, obviously, we can say he hasn't played in 3 years, really. Like, you could say that. And that's justifiable. But that team is taking a noticeable step back in production, and I don't know how the fan base will respond to that and how they'd be questioned. But you would feel like everyone agrees that they're making the right decision. But if they just let Jimmy walk, they could have dodged this whole thing. So I don't know. Like, I understand both sides to this argument. I would have personally just let him go and just dealt with the consequences of just not having Trey Lance if he got injured. But you could have just let him walk and then not played Trey Lance like he's DJ Dallas throwing that pass in yesterday's game. I don't know if you guys saw that play. That play was fucking hilarious. One of the funniest plays I've ever seen in my life. They line up 4 running backs in the backfield. He throws the worst pass ever.
Man, even with Jimmy on the field, Niners -9 cashed for me in our highlighted bets. It was never a doubt. It's never a doubt.
Hey, man, I don't know, but weird
situation.
situation.
I know. I know I'm the man, and I'm the best at gambling. So.
Oh, okay.
Kurt's showing his sack. After getting called out.
Kurt went even everyone this week. He's riding high off going.
I went 0-2. So
remind me.
I went 0-2.
Yeah, remind me how you boys did.
I gonna get it all back this week with a fucking 4-leg parlay.
Agreed. That's what's gonna happen to me too.
My Carl calls me like 11 a.m. Sunday. He's like, "Yo, cook me up a parlay. I want the Packers. I want the command." He went like 1-3 in the parlay. I'm like, it's terrible. All right, next take.
Sully.
Me. All right, mine's about the Bengals, who coincidentally I bet -7, and they lost to Cooper Rush. Bengals are 0-2 versus Mitch Trubisky and Cooper Rush. Now, there's been a lot of talk in the AFC chat recently about people that didn't believe in the Bengals last year. Now, if we remember from our playoff predictions, I had the Bengals going to the AFC Championship.
And a lot of people every week.
What?
As you say every week.
I know.
Yes. You do.
And a lot of people, well, it has to do with my point, so I got to bring it up. And obviously, a lot of people didn't have them doing that, blah, 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 whatever. Yeah. A lot of people, I mean, before the season, I didn't think they'd be good. Most people thought they'd literally win like 4 games. They had one of the worst teams. That's what most people thought. So they obviously overperform, whatever you want to call it, last year, making it to the Super Bowl, being actually very close to winning the Super Bowl. Now, coming into this year, we're kind of predicting them to like be incredible. Again, like win 11, 12 games. I predicted them, I think, to win 11 and win the AFC North. And I think a couple of people in AFC chat have come up with this take, and it's actually fairly accurate. Unfortunately, I think Seba said it, so it's a shame that he was the first person to say, and I actually sort of agree with it, which is a disaster on my part. But he basically said that's kind of how the NFL is. We know week to week it's ridiculous, which also means the Bengals could, get back on track and win 9 games, 10 games. It's very possible. But at the same time, you get to the playoffs and the ball falls a certain way in those games. Playoff games, it's close. It's gritty. A team can kind of pull it out. And they won a lot of games off like late interceptions and penalties, and the games are close, and maybe the Bengals weren't ever really that good is what people were basically saying, because we know they do have a lot of weak points. They have a lot of holes. Their offensive line, even though they upgraded it going into the season, is horrible. Joe Burrow's on pace for 118 sacks. I saw this morning. I'm pretty sure he was sacked like 55 times last year. He's on pace for double. Now, 2 weeks in, obviously, that's kind of ridiculous to say. He won't reach that number, but maybe the Bengals are kind of fraudulent. So I'm interested, just like, what do you think their win total is at the end of the year? Do you guys think they're going for like a 7-win season, missing the playoffs? Or do you think they're going to get 10 wins and, got a wild card?
I think they'll be fine. Anyone who says that last year was, I'm not saying you did, but like was a fluke like season, they can go to bed. Like that is a shitty ass take. You can't lose to Dallas. That's pretty inexcusable. I get the Steelers one. I know it's Trubisky, but like we said, it's Tomlin, division rival. The whole thing. I get it. But the Cowboys loss was really bad. I think they'll be fine, and I think we obviously run into overreactions, and we've talked about in the pod, like if you're judging teams off of the first week and even after the first 2 weeks, it's kind of wild. So I think they'll be fine. Now, are they going to be as good as some people thought? Because I think the whole narrative was after the Super Bowl, a lot of people predicted them to fall off. But then as time went on, I think more people were like, okay, this team actually upgraded a lot. They're probably not going to be that bad. No, I think people are kind of flipping back to what they originally thought, but I think they'll win like 9 games. I think the Ravens will still win this division. I think the Bengals I think they're fine though.
I do have to say, let's not forget the 2 defenses that this offense has faced to start the year. I mean, the Steelers defense, great defense, with TJ Watt, obviously. And Dallas. Dallas is a freaking great defense.
But they're playing a Super Bowl-esque schedule. They're going to run into tough defenses the whole year.
And I'm not saying that their offense is excused because they played 2 bad defenses. I think the Bengals defense has been fine. They've been the unit that I thought they would be coming into the season. They would allow like last week against the Steelers, they gave up so many points. They gave up 20 points because Joe Burrow.
Oh, that was an incredible performance. The fact that they only put up 20.
Yeah.
Or gave up 20.
They held the Steelers in check on offense. They did. And then this game, they held the Dallas Cowboys to 17. I know early on they scored early, but they held them down later in the game. But for the Bengals offense, the thing is, they did not fix any of the problems they had last year. They are still the same Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, hero ball bullshit offense. That is what it is.
I like that.
Zach Taylor, I know we brought this up last week. We're like, oh, maybe he's pretty okay. No,
he's fine. He's fine. He's not that bad.
He's not that good, though.
He's not that guy.
He's not the guy. He's fine enough to get you playoff wins when you have talent on the field. Obviously, we've seen that with them going to the Super Bowl and nearly winning the Super Bowl, but he's not elevating you. With his play calling, it's rough. I mean, the run game has
still better than Kyle Shanahan, though.
I don't know about that. With Kyle Shanahan, this team wins the Super Bowl last year.
Well, he's not better, but he's not a pussy.
Yeah, is Zach Taylor a pussy, though? Didn't think so.
Which is arguably more important.
I would rather be a bad head coach than be called a pussy. That's me, though.
That's one way to say it. But their run game has been the worst run game in the NFL so far this year. They can't run the ball. And also, it doesn't help that Joe Burrow is holding the ball for 8 million years and just trying to let guys get open and not throwing it away in certain scenarios. But like he's trying to make a play because they're going into 3rd and long so many times because this offensive line cannot protect or run block. It's just not been a good unit this year. I know they upgraded, but Lyle Collins was getting abused by Micah Parsons in this game. What?
Where he's like, "Oh, your new bodyguard's in town. No one's going to touch you."
Oh yeah,
Lyle Collins about Burrow. I don't think I've ever seen one of those quotes actually work out. Anytime a new lineman goes to a new team and he says, "Oh, don't worry, no one's going to touch you," immediately bet the team under. I'm not kidding. Like the win total.
Yeah,
under.
I feel like in general, we haven't seen an instance where like someone talks like
never works.
Either like major shit or like highly about themselves, and it actually works out.
Because the guys that are actually good don't talk, and the guys that like are trying to prove something, they talk, and it's like you actually just suck.
Yeah, it's just a weird mishmash of play calling is ass, and Zach Taylor should not be play calling. It should go to their OC probably. I don't know if that's better, but they need a coach that can elevate this team beyond what it is, because this team has talent. They have arguably the best offensive arsenal of weapons in the league. They have a top 7 quarterback. They should be a top 10 offense. There's no question that they should be. But they are faltering bad, and they thought, oh, if we just upgrade the O-line a little bit and get to like an average offensive line, we'll be amazing this year. We'll be good. It's not that simple when everyone figures you out and you do the same shit over and over again. Defenses will see that in the film and be like, oh, they're not changing shit. We just do this, this, and this, the coverage, and we'll be fine. We may not have Micah Parsons to absolutely abuse them, but we could do these types of things to make up for that. This team just needs to look in the mirror and understand what they are, and they haven't done that yet, which kind of sucks. They've got Super Bowl hangover, that's for sure. So, but to answer your question, Sully, I'm sorry. I still think they'll be a wild card team, probably 9 or 10 wins. I agree, Kurt. Ravens win the division.
You're not included,
Yay!
Sully, you picked the Bengals to win the division.
Oh yeah, season.
Do you still think that?
No, Ravens. I mean, the Bengals suck. They're winning 3 games.
I dig that take.
Nah. I think they'll win 9 or 10 games. Ravens though. Ravens are
there. You go.
1-1, bro. Ravens just lost to the Dolphins.
You're not doing.
The Ravens lost to Tua, dude. That's horrible.
Yeah, that's embarrassing.
That's worse than losing to Cooper Rush.
I'll ask one last question before we move to the next take. Over 55 sacks, over under 55 sacks for Joe Burrow.
Over.
How many do you think he finishes with?
63.
61. And that's not a think. That's a no.
I actually want to know what's the most sacked quarterback in a season.
71.
You know when
I think it was David Carr that got sacked the most.
You know when 1992, Mark Rippon for the Washington Redskins only got sacked 11 times in a season.
Yeah.
Learn that in the takeaway or in the crazy but true.
Did we have
yeah, I think that was in your video. The highest
it was.
Highest amount of quarterbacks sacked in one season.
Dude, there was no way that shit is real. There was no way. That was amazing when I saw that. Sorry, Sam.
David Carr 76 times.
Jeez.
In 2002.
Get fucked.
So David is related to Derek, right?
Yeah, they're brothers.
Just making sure. Nice. So, Sam, what's your take?
Oh, I'm up. Okay. Well, this one's kind of open. I'll just lay the take because I just talked for a while. Where you guys can kind of
Sam, we love to hear your voice. Please.
No, I get on tangents.
Sing us a song, Sam.
I cannot do that. Basically, the take boils down to Kyler Murray is saving a really bad football team.
I know you're on so much drugs. You're on drugs. Bro.
I don't know, Kurt. I don't know how you watch the end of that game and go, yeah, Kyler Murray didn't win us that football game.
I watched the end of that game and I saw Las Vegas shit on the field on their defense. Kyler Murray, yeah, he was good. But is he still shit? A little bit.
Oh, he's better than Dak.
You see,
Dak Prescott, though, right? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, he's better than Dak.
No, he's not.
You think Dak is better than Kyler? Like straight
Yes,
face.
easily.
Dude,
Easily.
That's not true.
It's very
Anyway,
close.
what you got to realize is half the things I say when in regards to the NFL, I'm
Bullshit.
just saying bullshit. Like, do I actually think Tua is as bad as I say? No. But is it great? It's great. Did Kyler play great yesterday? Did. Am I still gonna shit on him? Of course. But this Vegas team, it has not been looking good. It's not been looking good.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why you thought they were going to be better than the Broncos.
The Broncos are not much better.
I don't know. And there were so many games this week, like ridiculous amount of games, where one team would jump out to a massive lead, and then they just would never score another point. It was very weird. But I don't understand why that is. Like, just keep playing.
How many
keep playing.
how many didn't the Cardinals have like an absurd amount of snaps in the fourth quarter? It's like 50 something.
Derek Carr didn't touch the ball for a half hour, apparently.
That's why they lost. I mean, you got to give the ball to top 10 Derek. It's unbelievable.
I
Derek
mean,
needs to touch the
when
ball
he
every
got the
half
ball
hour.
back in the OT, he
Well, it was
threw a
Hunter.
fucking- he played
Hunter's
bad.
fault.
He had
It
a
was-
wide open Devontae Adams over the middle, and he had all the time in the world in the pocket, clean pocket.
He's
and
racist.
completely whiffed him.
That's what it is. You didn't want
He's
him
got
to
the
get the
Josh.
game-winning
We
touchdown.
gotta check if he's got the Josh Allen tweets. Gotta see if he's got those.
He's been studying Matt Stafford's game.
But basically, what I'm saying is the Cardinals are bad.
Maybe he got
the Cardinals are
breakfast before every single practice with Hunter Renfro. Just
Probably
like yeah.
Hunter Renfro, sneaky athlete.
Bro, I remember we talked about that so many times with Cup and
They
Stafford.
still talk about that. That was mentioned week 1, I remember.
No, it wasn't.
Yes,
No
it was.
way.
During the
it
game.
absolutely
That's funny.
was.
Yes.
Probably happened with Ben Skoranek too, knowing
Yeah.
the broadcast.
And the best tweet was the fucking Rams are putting out Cooper Cup decoys. And it was like Skoranek and like they have one other guy that's like a short white guy. And they're just like putting them. It's unbelievable.
Cooper Cup though, he is unbelievable.
They went ballistic last week. 2 touchdowns, 110 yards. Like,
I genuinely feel like no one talks about it still. Like
They
he
don't.
is
They don't.
so far and away the best receiver,
they
at
don't
least
talk
from a
about it.
statistic standpoint.
Yeah.
And no one is talking about it.
I mean, Justin Jefferson hasn't played yet this week.
It's true. That's true.
But yeah, no, I agree. It is ridiculous. I don't understand how
That
they
man is
how he
always
keeps doing it.
open. It's I've
Yeah.
never seen anything like it. I've never
Mhm.
seen anything like it.
He's incredible.
Yeah, that's why I don't know, man. I don't get the NFL. Like Devontae Adams is always like he's got to always be open. He always is open. It's like, but then also like, I don't know. There's a bunch of guys that are always open. Just throw them the fucking ball.
Are we getting Michael Thomas syndrome with Cooper Cup right now? Where like they just
Maybe.
get disrespected for no reason.
I
Because
think
they're a
Michael
good
Thomas.
player?
Well, I don't think Cooper Cup's getting disrespect. Well, he might be actually a little bit, but it's not as blatant as the Michael Thomas disrespect.
yeah,
No, the thing that's different is like the Michael Thomas disrespect. They had a reason. They said he only caught slants. Like
I
that
see
was
you're
a slander. I didn't say that was the case.
You just said they had a reason.
Yeah, they did. I didn't agree with it. Anyway,
Well,
but like
then you should have said they had a rumor. They made up a rumor.
all right, they had a rumor. Sorry, they had a rumor. But like with Cooper Cup, what are you gonna say? You can't say anything. They just don't talk about it. Like it's like I can't think.
It's
of a
just
comparison.
because the fact that he is always open, people don't like that. They like when you like make catches over other defenders, but then it's like you're not as good if you have to do that. If you're always open, you must be like unbelievable. Like
You're
nobody
either
can
an
cover
elite
the
route
guy.
runner. You're a speed demon.
Yeah,
That's pretty much
and
how
he's
it
not
works.
a speed demon. He's white. He's certainly not a speed demon. So nobody can cover him, man. He's a good route runner.
All right, I'm gonna go with my take now. Since we're on the topic of wide receivers, is it weird? Is it crazy to say that Amon-Ra St. Brown is a top 10 receiver in this league? Because I don't think it is.
Right now, I think it is, but
If you're doing a wide receiver poll, like we're doing a QB poll, then no.
yeah.
Because if you're just basing it strictly off this, actually, that's not true because the end of his season was incredible as well.
Yeah.
But at
Dude,
the end of the
yeah, no.
day,
He's been unbelievable. Like
you think he's better than DeAndre Hopkins?
I think it's close.
Whoa.
Dude, he's a stud. Look at his last
Yeah, he's
8
great.
games.
Oh, he's
His
a
constant
stud.
8
Yeah, he's incredible.
receptions, 120 yards, multiple TDs. I
Yeah.
don't know what else you want.
I agree.
That's unbelievable
Yeah.
numbers. And I want to say this about the Lions.
Yeah.
I know it's 2-game sample size. I literally just said my last take. Like, if you're overreacting over a 2-game sample size, kind of wild. But I'm gonna do it anyway because it's whatever.
Yeah,
I can
works
make
in
up
your
my own
favor.
rules.
Because it's Kurt's take. It's
Yeah,
your
it's my-
take.
yeah.
It's your take. Yeah.
I was wrong, I think, on the Lions. I had said before the season they're a little hyped up. I would have gone with the under 6 wins. Don't think that's going to happen anymore. Like, they're averaging 35.5 points a game. I know, again, it's only been 2 games, but their offense is electric. And I get Jared Goff's been playing really well, but I just imagine this team with like a Bryce Young or a CJ Stroud.
Oh,
Like, they are a top 3 offensive unit in this league.
they better trade all those firsts that they acquired for Matt Stafford.
Yeah.
To go up and get Bryce Young.
Be unbelievable.
Please.
And I understand, like, the defense is still not that good. Hutchinson's been fantastic, but mainly secondary. Like, Jeff Okudah is terrible. I don't know what happened to him.
He tore his Achilles.
But obviously they're letting up, was it 38 and 27, whatever the math is, 32 points a game. So not ideal. But like, again, it's just, I feel like a really good quarterback, maybe a couple changes defensively. Like, they're as good as any team
Super Bowl
potentially.
team.
Literally. I'm not serious. Like,
Next year, yeah, they win the Super Bowl.
I don't know about next year, but they're great. I think, and Amon-Ra St. Brown is top 10. He's the man.
They're doing the right shit where they're building the surrounding cast before the quarterback gets there, which is the way to do it when you're rebuilding. I don't know why more teams don't do it. We just saw last night with the Bears how horrendous an offense can look when your quarterback is the only thing you're like, hey, make a play, make our offense look good. And then you have him throw 11 passes and he only completes 7.
He threw 11 passes yesterday.
He threw 11 passes last night, and they were playing 3 scores down like the whole game.
It's kind of a cool stat line, though. 7-11.
That's where he's going to be working if they keep playing him like this.
So I'm going to get him a Slurpee after that.
I mean, Darnell Mooney, their supposed number 1 wide receiver, had 1 catch for -4 yards.
How about
Their
Chris?
receiving core is terrible.
Chris Collinsworth for that first drive was hyping up the Bears so much. So when they scored their first touchdown with Montgomery, he was like, oh, this Bears team could definitely win. And then it just went to complete shit after that.
Yeah, like the Lions have an elite top 3 offensive line, and their backups were playing in this game. They were moving bodies, and you got a decent.
Not hard to do on
so
this fucking shitty ass front 4. It's unbelievable.
They got Dan Skipper, who's another Madden generated name.
I had no idea who that was until Dan Campbell was like, yo, Skip. What a game, man.
Dan Skip.
And then DeAndre Swift's the best running back ever. Amon-Ra St. Brown is the best receiver ever. And they got Jamison Williams coming on the way.
I know. They don't even have Will. It's unbelievable.
And that's only going to help Amon-Ra St. Brown, which is just unbelievable to think. Detroit, you're doing it right. Good shit.
He's a dog. All right, Sully. What you got?
All right.
Talk about your botch of a parlay.
Let's talk about the parlay. The ASC Juicy Gargantuan Loch Ness Monster parlay, sponsored by MyBookie. I came up with this parlay by myself. I sent it to chat. It got good feedback.
You know what we should do?
What?
We should do what Trent does. Surgical streams. We go live on Instagram. We get advice from the followers, and we cook up their parlay.
Huh?
I bet we're not going to do that, but I think it's a good
idea. We're not going to do that.
I think it's a good
I mean,
idea.
you can do like a story
kinda
poll
cool.
and like tell people to like send shit in, yeah. Or you can do live, yeah. It's not a horrible idea. I think I did really good though. I feel like I should have another crack at it.
Oh, you did great this week.
Okay, let's take a look at them. Let's take a look at each bet though. All right. I'm gonna tell you my reasoning for everything that I took.
Okay.
Here's my reasoning for the first 2. Giants and Saquon Barkley over rushing yards, Christian McCaffrey over receiving yards. So I was on the app and I couldn't figure out how to do I couldn't figure out how to do different games. So I was originally just going to do a parlay from one game. So that's why I had a Giants and Panthers bet. But regardless, I actually thought they were good bets. Panthers let up 120 yards to just Nick Chubb last week. Kareem Hunt 8 as well. I was like, all right. And the Panthers actually had a pretty good defense overall last year. And this year, I think most people think it's going to be okay. Obviously, week 1, they got peppered. But their rush defense was really good this game. Obviously, I watched the entire game. I'm a Giants fan. Saquon, what do you have? 70 rushing yards? His over-under was 78.5. He almost got there. He needed to break one more run. He really only broke like 2 or 3 runs this game. Everything else was like 3-yard rush. So he was like 8 yards short. It was tough. That's the miss right there. But we're going to keep going. Christian McCaffrey. They need to throw this guy the ball if they want to win games. That's what it comes down to. You need to get the ball in this guy's hands in the open field because they can't run block. Even though he did have 100 yards rushing, he had one big ass run. Everything else was like nothing crazy.
He should be catching the ball more than like 6 or 7 times a game.
Yeah, he caught 4 passes. He needs 6 catches at least. He had like 30 yards receiving. He needed 42.5. He missed that. Michael Thomas to score a touchdown, plus 190, sniped it. That's a steal. Come on, that was a lock. Michael Thomas, come on. Jonathan Taylor, 125 yards rushing, plus 210, alternate line. An alternate line did. I was like, he's going to go off. Jacksonville, they don't have Pittman. They're going to give Jonathan Taylor almost 40 carries. Man got 9 carries. Literally had like 3 yards rushing to the first 3 quarters. That was so fucking bad. That was a big miss. But at the end of the day, did anyone see that coming? Like, come on. You should have done an alternate line under 10 yards rushing for Jonathan Taylor. It was probably like plus 10,000. That's what we should have done. Jamar Chase, over 75. He was playing Trevon Diggs, dude. You got to go for at least 120. Against Diggs?
Diggs been fire this year. I'm not going to lie. He's been pretty good this year.
It's a fucking botch by Jamar Chase. Let me tell you.
I mean, facts, but
it's a botch. And Kyler Murray, over 29.5 rushing yards. I think he had, 28? 20? I think he had 28.
He really had like 100.
Yeah, exactly. They should have counted that 2-point conversion. But yeah, that was the parlay. And at the end of the day, it's 10 to win $1,000. Were we going to hit it? Yeah, we're going to hit it next week.
Love it, man.
Sully, I need to ask you this. Do you actually think one of these parlays will hit during the year?
No. But the thing is, if you do hit one, you pay for every single one. So it's like, I don't think you're going to hit. I think we should be going a little bit less insane, though.
Got to hit $1,000.
But it's not the juicy Loch Ness, whatever.
No. I mean, we'd still be everything over 500, but like, although I do agree, when 10 for 1,000 is very funny. It's interesting. Like, if you look at that parlay, it's really not that crazy.
I didn't think it was. I thought it was pretty solid. That's what I looked at.
That's the beauty of sports betting, man. You could get like 4 minus odds and have like plus 300, and then you think, oh, it has to hit.
Yeah. I know.
Sports are unpredictable, man.
Maybe next week we'll go back to like teams shit, not props. Props are fun though.
Hey, man, I think us 3 should cook it up, and I think we could do a good one.
Maybe we will.
We went 1 for 6 this week on our bets.
So Trent, you guys know how Trent
I'm
does
just gonna guess opposite.
You know Trent does his surgical 6s?
Yeah, you just talked about this.
Yeah.
When?
You
like
literally
20
just
minutes
said
ago.
we should do a stream where followers.
Bro, that's the surgical streams. There's the surgical 6s. Get it right, man.
Okay, yeah, sure. Yeah, sure, man.
So the surgical 6
Oh, yeah, someone faded it, and they're about to win like $40,000. Yeah.
0-5. Someone faded it. And
Yep.
they're about to make so much money.
They should cash though. They have to take the Eagles. They have the Eagles money line. I would cash. What would you guys do? Actually, I wouldn't cash. I would let it ride and I would hedge. That's easy, actually. The Vikings are plus 115. That's easy hedge. It's like 10 to win $40,000. You hedge $1,000 on the Eagles. You probably hedge I would hedge like $4K.
Yeah, I would too.
It's easy.
Samuel L. Jackson, let's hear it, baby. Can I get a 1-2, baby?
1-2.
Let's hear it.
Royale with cheese. Got to be with Samuel L. Jackson.
Movie's fucking amazing.
I mean, I know, right? I could quote Sam Jackson all day. He's got so many great movies.
He does.
But you know what I'm going to talk about instead? Probably the most thing.
Sam, I just realized something. You haven't done a lot of transitions this year.
Oh
you
my
were
God. You fell
You're
off.
like the transition king, and I want to hear more.
you know, you're right. You're right. I've been botching that. I'm sorry.
Hey, it's all right. Think of some.
That's all I'm good for. I gotta bring that up.
Never said that. it just adds to it. It's like, if you're like a 9.1 out of 10, you're not 9.2. You're already great, but it adds to it.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate it.
What's your take, though?
My take is that Jacksonville kind of looks like they're in the AFC South race. We knew this division was going to be bad coming this year. We all agreed it. We all thought Indianapolis probably runs away with it because the rest of the teams in this division, even though I was the one who was more into the Titans than both of you, we thought, this division kind of is. Well, Jacksonville has kind of looked kind of fire so far this year, especially in this game against Indy. We talked already about Indianapolis completely getting worked on both sides of the football. And I don't want the narrative about this game to just be what went wrong for the Colts and what's wrong with the Colts. I want there to be a positive spin about the Jacksonville Jaguars because they truly dominated the Colts.
I love this. I was listening to a podcast today, the Joel Klatt Show, brought up the exact same point on college standpoint. So when Kansas beat Texas last year, everyone was like, Texas fucking sucks. Everyone likes to hit on the big brand, right? Indianapolis is a bigger brand than Jacksonville. But why does no one give credit to David? Everyone wants to focus on Goliath. Let's give our low-end team some praise.
Like, was this the exact spiel that the guy had?
No.
He didn't use David versus Goliath?
Nope.
I like that from you. That was good.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
That reminds... sorry, continue.
No, I'm just saying, Kansas is now 3-0. They're looking good. Jacksonville, maybe we should have saw this coming. New head coach, got some weapons, played well week 1 even though they lost. Let's give them praise. Let's support the boys from Jacksonville.
Christian Kirk.
He's good. Yeah,
he's good.
Hey. I don't want to say I told you, but
that was
no,
hilarious.
Sully. I think the entire offseason you're like, Christian Kirk, I say he is a really good number 2, but paying him $20 million.
Hey, he's a number 1 now.
He's been worth the money so far. That's not a question whatsoever. And Jacksonville, when they signed him, we were all like, what the fuck? We didn't expect them to run their whole offense through him. And that's what they've been doing. And that touchdown he had, they ran him out of the backfield. You don't just do that for a guy you view as a pure slot. They view him as more, and he has shown that. And his connection with Trevor so far has been very good. James Robinson looks as good as he's looked in the past. ETN still got a little bit of a ways, but Trevor Lawrence, man, he looks the part. He looks
that dog
very much the part so far. Last year, I think this just proves that situation. Even though 2020, I think if you were a listener in 2020, I fucking hated Doug Peterson. I ripped into his soul for that Eagles season. And I knew that the Jacksonville Jaguars were going to hire him. I predicted it. He's a good guy. They needed a good culture change, a guy that can help Trevor grow. And he's helped. And he's been distinguished. He has helped this franchise work. And they're playing good football because of it. And that doesn't just go for the offensive side. Trevor Lawrence has looked great so far this year. I know they lost last week against the Commanders, but he looked good this week.
Everyone does. It's hard.
Great this week. Their defense also showed out big time. Trevon Walker.
Yeah, Trevon Walker's really good.
When he puts that shit together, all of his physical tools, he's gonna be a beast. Just straight up. And with Josh Allen, that's gonna be a great tandem. Their linebacking core, Devin Lloyd, has looked good. Aluakon has been a really good pickup for them. Just in both facets of the game, Jacksonville dominated. And then when I brought this up when the Colts loss could have been even worse, the Jags had 2 really bad drops and a bad fumble. They could have blown this game even further out of the water than it did. And I don't know. I don't think we should write off the Jags anymore. I think they've shown some good stuff so far. I don't think they're winning the division. I still think the Colts will, but they've shown some very positive signs so far. And Caxonville, I think I'm going to call him Caxonville. So let's get the khakis out for Caxonville. And I think whenever Jacksonville gets a big win, we got to wear khakis.
I'm down. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
You say that khakis.
We got to do something like we got to think of something for Barstool. Their like Game of Thrones podcast they have. I don't know if you guys watch it. They all dress up.
Game of Thrones podcast.
Is that with Barstool? Like I've seen that like everywhere.
The guys who do it are Barstool. I don't know if it's I think it's a Barstool podcast.
Might be affiliated.
Yeah,
I mean, if they work there,
they got signed by Barstool, maybe.
Yeah, they're all funny as hell, which everyone at Barstool is. But they all wear Targaryen wigs. So maybe we got to think of something whenever a big moment happens, like the khakis, we'll dress up in honor of it.
Okay.
Well, I mean, last week, for the predictions pod, you were supposed to dress up and you didn't show up for that. So.
I got one. I have one.
All right.
What you got?
Every time the Giants fuck their opponents, I'll wear a condom.
All right. I'm down.
How are we going to know?
I'm wearing one right now.
We'll think about it.
So Sully is a proprietor of Safe Sex, and we appreciate that on this podcast.
Good job, man.
Absence.
So is Brian Dable. Brian Dable's a big proponent of safe
nuts
sex.
are massive. He really dips them in Daniel's mouth.
I'm gonna be honest with you, Sully. I'm shocked you didn't have a Brian Dable take.
Yeah.
No one's talking about them being 2-0 and him getting this roster.
I mean, they play.
No one talks about half the
right.
shit that they should talk about in the NFL.
Yeah, what the fuck?
You know what's funny?
Is that sarcasm? I think you're making fun of me.
I don't know, man.
I'm serious. What, Sam? What were you saying?
That David and Goliath thing you were talking about?
Yeah, it's money.
Jerry Jones the other day, after they lost to Tampa Bay, referred to the Cowboys as David. So
Jerry Jones is clueless. And we fucking hate how much publicity he gets.
We do. Owners gotta stop giving him publicity. It's unbelievable.
All right, you know what we gotta do though?
What?
We gotta do our bets.
I still have a takeaway.
Oh, okay, all
Bert
right.
still's got a take.
Oh, my bad.
Sully doesn't care about me. It's
I don't even got my bets yet.
I don't have them either. That's why I was gonna go look.
I'll keep mine
we
fast.
can talk through it.
No, please.
No, Kurt, take your time.
30 minutes or don't do it.
I want to talk about the survivor pool because we've had over hold on, let me pull it up.
It's over 1,000, right?
We've had over
1,053.
1,000 people join. And you know how many people are left?
257.
260.
Jeez.
792 people eliminated in week 2.
I got out week 1.
I mean,
I got out week 1 too.
I should have just played it safe, dude.
That's
I didn't realize
too.
Because I didn't realize like this. I do think though, like 20 people will go pretty far. I do think that there's like it's gonna get really this week, maybe the week after, it's gonna get down to like probably less than 50 people. But I do think there's gonna be like 20 to like 10 people that go to like week like 12, week 13 or something.
You guys rooting for me? You think I'll win it?
Yeah. Who are you taking this week?
I got the Chargers next week. They play the Jaguars.
Okay.
I don't know, man. Trevor's feasting.
Yeah.
What if Herbert doesn't play?
So
Jacksonville.
The only one else I was considering is Vikings over Lions. Everything other than that is
I don't know.
That's a scary one.
I don't know if I touch
they're all
that
scary
one.
There's a lot of close matchups next week. So I think Chargers.
All right. Well, maybe let's look at our bets and then we can maybe tell you one that's good.
All right. Word.
Don't listen to me though. Whatever I say, do the opposite.
Yeah.
Ravens over Patriots? I'd sniff that.
Oh, wait. That's my bet.
Oh, Chiefs Colts. The easiest Chiefs pick of your life.
Chiefs are on the road. I don't know.
Might be a get right game for the Colts.
That's what I'm saying.
No shot.
It's no such thing as a
I hate
picking
picking teams on the road unless it was the Ravens over the Jets.
They're favored by a touchdown.
I agree.
On the road.
Scary.
So
that's unreal.
I don't know, man. Just saying. Whatever. All right, we doing bets now?
I mean, you got anything else to say about Survivor?
Nah, just everyone sucks. I mean, how we only have 200 people left? It's unbelievable.
Talking about people sucking, let's talk about our betting abilities.
Yes, good transition.
There you go.
There
the first
you go.
one of the year, guys.
All right, I'm
on
at
fire.
0-2.
I did too.
I'm at $90.
I am as well.
I am at 99, like 60 or whatever it was because I
Well,
lost. Yeah.
you need to know
I'm-
where you're at.
I'm really sorry. I will. I will make sure.
I'm
I
saying
know
when we
these-
make the post, though, you have like the exact number or what?
No, yeah, I do.
Okay.
All right, Sully,
Um,
what's your first bet?
My first bet, I actually, you brought it up, but I did already have the bet because I do a group chat. I have like a group chat with like 5 people, my friends, and we do a group chat parlay. Everyone sends a pick in, and we
There you
make a
go.
parlay out of it.
That's got
Mine
hype.
was Ravens -3 versus the Patriots. That's my bet. I'm gonna do straight bet $5. Ravens -3.
All right.
I don't have one yet.
I mean, give me like a minute though.
I will. Okay, I'll pick. I'll do Detroit +6.5.
Okay. I'm seeing +7. I'll give you the +7.
All right, I'll do +7.
Are you on FanDuel?
Nah, I'm doing my bookie. I can't use FanDuel.
Okay, no, I forgot. Yeah, my bookie's greatest ever. My bad.
There you go.
I'm on my book. +7. +7 Lions. I'll ride that. Yeah. I'm feeling them.
All right, I'm gonna go with a Yeah, this one's so free. I'm gonna go with the Steelers +5 against the Browns.
Wow, that's what they had. So that's gonna be on the road, right?
Yeah, they're on the road.
Yeah,
Don't
it's
matter
on the
though.
road.
Steelers +5. It's
The
the same.
over under's 30.5. Jesus Christ.
That is
Hilarious.
low.
Yeah, the same reason I have for week 1. Tomlin will keep it close, division game. I think the Browns might not even win this game, and if they do, it won't be more than 3 or 4 points.
Okay. I'm going under 51.5 in Bills Dolphins.
Okay. No parlay.
No.
Okay. Kurt, are you doing a parlay?
I kind of want to, man. I gotta make some money back.
I didn't do a parlay last week. I might do one, but I down money. I don't know if I want to.
They're dangerous, man. Yes, sometimes you gotta swing for the fences, though.
All right, I'll do. All right, I'll do Bengals.
Yeah, this shit's free. We're ready.
I'll parlay Bengals money line.
Disaster.
Yeah, it might be a disaster. And Saints -3.
Wow. I kind of like the Panthers money line.
No shot. If you think I'm betting on the Panthers, I would rather blow a bullet through my brains than bet money on the Panthers.
We don't want that to happen. So,
Actually, no, I'm not betting on the Saints this week. They fucked me over this past
Yeah, they
week.
suck.
Jameis
Jameis
is
looked
still winning.
horrible.
Nah, he's still winning comeback player of the year. Don't get it twisted. And they're winning the division. So
I'll parlay something different. I'll parlay.
my bet's so free.
It's so fucking. I don't even know it. It's so fucking free, dude.
I don't know. Fuck. I'll do.
So if you need a couple minutes, I mean, I'm ready to lay this parlay I got out.
All right, Bengals money line and Chiefs Colts. No, I don't want to touch that. Kurt, you go ahead.
I'm gonna go with the Vikings. This is a 3-team parlay. Okay.
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 Vikings money line versus the Lions. Okay. Raiders money line versus the Titans. Yeah, you're all gonna be like, that's probably not gonna hit. You
No,
know,
actually,
Raiders
I don't
on the
like
road. It's a
Titans
get
suck.
right game. Titans are dog. They gotta win one soon, Vegas. And doesn't it just kind of seem like a game on the road? Maybe Vegas is back. To me, it sounds like that. Give me them for -115. Chargers money line versus the Jaguars. Let's not get it twisted. Justin Herbert will lay into their souls, have a great game. I'm getting +225 for this bitch.
Just those two?
Those 3.
Wait, what was the third?
Vikings, Raiders, Chargers.
Okay.
All right, I'll do a 3-team parlay or a 3 parlay. I will do the Bengals money line.
Hey Sam, you can ride one of my bets, man. We could be like riding
No,
brothers.
I'm not riding with you. I'm not riding with you. I gotta split
You're
up
not
a
riding
little bit.
Kurt?
Nah. Sorry, Kurt. I'll go Niners Broncos under 46. And I will do Dallas Giants. Oh my god, the over under is 39.5.
Are you gonna do the under?
Yeah.
Those are
I'd go-
great offenses.
I'll
Saquon's putting up 21 by himself, so
I don't I'll hit the under on that. I'll hit under 39.5.
gosh.
All
Kenny
right,
Galladay, 3
boys.
touchdowns.
Three.
I'm
All right.
also I'm gonna do a third bet. I'm gonna do New England +3 and parlay that with Kenny Galladay to score 3 touchdowns at +1 million.
I hope you're
He only plays 3
million.
snaps.
You bet
There you go.
$1 and you're gonna make literally
Yeah.
Jeff Bezos money.
Oh yeah,
You're gonna be like Kurt.
I'm Bezos. I'm literally Bezos.
yeah, literally. Oh, why is the Thursday night game? So they got to pick every Thursday night game or what?
Yeah, Amazon gets to pick it.
And they pick Cleveland Steelers.
That's the stupidest shit ever.
I mean, it's a division game.
yeah, but it's like not good at all.
Wait, so they pick it on a weekly basis?
Why wouldn't they pick
They pick it
Packers?
ahead of the season. They pick all
Oh,
the
okay.
games.
I was about to say
Packers, and the Bucks play this week. You're telling me you wouldn't want Packers?
The
Bucks?
Packers just had Sunday Night Football, so I don't think they got like first dibs on every game that they wanted. I think they just
probably got like
to-
selection. Yeah.
What did you
Yeah.
guys think of Amazon's coverage?
I thought it was great. I thought.
Did
they
you
did a
guys see that other
fantastic
thing
job.
where it was like a little delayed, but they have like all the stats and like
Yeah.
their names pop up and like
the
where they've
the
ran?
routes
Yeah, it's
like
pretty cool.
live?
It's cool, but I also saw 10 TikTokers who were 12-year-olds be like, this is the future of how football is shown.
I saw
I'm
that
like,
too. I saw
I
that too.
did too.
Now I fucking hate it. Yeah.
yeah, no, it's terrible.
I do want to just say one last thing. Sunday ticket needs to be sold immediately.
Sunday ticket
Facts.
needs to be shot in the head.
you
Whoever's
hear-
running it.
Did you hear, though, that DirecTV is reimbursing everyone?
Yeah, what does that mean?
What
Probably,
does that mean?
I'd call their ass and be like, your shitty-ass product was terrible. Give me some money back. And they probably
Yeah,
will.
no, that was ridiculous.
This is their last year of their deal.
Dude, give it,
DirecTV and Sunday
give it to-
ticket. Give it to Amazon, please.
I would say they should give it to, like, I would much rather them have it on, like, Apple TV, Amazon, like, just have it on a streaming service, and we pay $5 a month for it.
Oh, that's not gonna happen.
I'm just saying,
Whoa.
like,
It's
Yeah.
$30 a month right
Yeah.
now.
okay, it'd be
Just
more,
fucking cut the price by 300% and we're good.
It should go to Amazon. Amazon streams the stream for Thursday Night Football was perfect. It was great. And don't even get me started on the user interface for Sunday Ticket. It is the worst shit on the
Bro,
planet.
do you guys have this problem also when I have like, so let's say if I'm trying to watch 2 games and then I try to add a third, or no, I'm watching 2 games and I have one big one up top and then like a little small one on bottom. And I'm trying to change the small one on the bottom. Like click it, then I click another game and it like adds a third box.
Yes,
like,
it does
can't-
that.
It's
And then you have to
fucking
remove
so
it.
stupid.
And then you have to remove
You gotta
it
click
to
like
go
18.
down to
It's
2.
like a puzzle. I'm literally playing like Zelda, like trying to figure out how to get only 2 boxes on my screen with the games that I want.
It's also
ridiculous.
horrible that when you have only 2 games, it goes top and top
Yes.
and not side to side.
Yes. It's literally 90% of the screen is just gray, and then like the game's like you got to use a magnifying glass to watch the game. You're like, what are we doing?
And it only limits you to 4, which I hate. You can't
So
have
stupid.
it open on multiple devices. I hate that too.
Well, that I somewhat understand, I guess.
I hate that.
Oh, it's
Like,
stupid. Yeah,
I
it's
have to
stupid.
use
Sorry.
browser so I can watch more than 4 games.
The thing is, there's no point of watching 2 because it's the same size as if you just watch 4. So you might as well just watch 4. It's like
Exactly.
what's like so stupid. But I mean, I don't know. Regardless, it's called having a monopoly, and they're about to lose it.
I really hope it's sold to like YouTube or
ASC?
Amazon.
And it's
I
gonna
mean,
work.
ASC buys Sunday ticket for $100.
Worth it.
I'm down for it if you can
Yeah,
afford
I'm
it,
down.
Sully. Sully, take out a mortgage and we'll
Yeah, I need to take out a fucking.
take out a loan
A
from
lot.
the bank.
Who would we
Like-
have? Who would ASC have as the broadcast team? We need 2 announcers and a sideline reporter. I'm thinking we put
I mean-
James as the
Yeah, I
play-by-play.
was gonna say James.
James
and
and
Felix.
Jackson.
James and Felix.
James and Jackson would be the worst shit on the
Bro,
planet.
do you remember when James and Felix were like, highly recommend you guys tune into this international basketball coverage? And I was like, you got to pay me maybe $500
Yeah.
bucks to watch this. Because we love basketball here. You know, we love it.
Yeah, it was like an unreal international basketball game on right now. It's
It
like
was-
Poland was like playing France with like 7 minutes left.
It
I'm like,
was
what
Rudy
is this?
Gobert against Franz
Yeah,
Wagner, probably,
literally.
and he's like, "I'm watching this for
Literally Rudy
two
Gobert.
players," and you got to watch it, guys.
He would suck Rudy off 100%. Given the
Oh,
option.
absolutely.
Now, don't get me wrong. Kadarius Toney walks in my room right now. I'm turning the stream off, but
Jahan Dotson walks in Kurt's room.
Kurt ain't turning shit off.
It's
Here's
over.
what we're doing.
He wants the world to see.
That's what we're doing if Jahan Dotson walks into the room.
All right. It's getting a little weird. That's going to end today's episode. Follow my bets. They're going to hit. Fade everyone else's. Surgical 6. Hope you guys liked our takeaways. We'll be back next week. Actually, I won't be back next week. I'm going to Germany. If you're listening to this and you're
European basketball? You watching
Yes.
European
I'm
basketball?
going to scout Rudy Gobert. If you're going to Oktoberfest and you're listening to this, find me at Oktoberfest. Just scream Sully or ASC, whatever you want. I might get shot there, actually.
Is
by saying this,
Oktoberfest the
'cause we got a lot of
big music
haters.
festival?
It's not a music festival. It's called Just Drink a Bunch of
Then
Beer
what am I
Festival.
thinking?
Have you never had Oktoberfest in your area, Kurt?
Bro, I fucking lived in Waxhaw, North Carolina. That shit.
Oh,
I mean, you've
doesn't
never
matter.
like heard of that? though?
Oktoberfest is huge in Wisconsin. We have it
It's-
like every year. It's actually kind of fire. I
Well-
love Oktoberfest.
I gotta go to Wisconsin then.
You should.
You can go to
It's
Germany.
fire in Milwaukee.
It's easier.
Yeah, I wish I'll go to Germany. I'll just go.
All right.
Probably cheaper to go to Germany.
Yeah, Wisconsin's a huge tourist destination
Oh,
these days.
absolute Milwaukee. Oh my
Yeah, it's
god.
crazy. That's gonna be it though. Hope you guys do enjoy. Next week we get Kurt and Sam. Fortunately, no me, but it is what it is. All right. Follow my bets. Until next time. Goodbye.